All right. That was a bit accent heavy.
You sound like you're from London.
It's a beautiful day. Proper beautiful. Look at this. I can't believe this was the same place as last week, where it was kind of grey and cold. Ooh. There we go. I want to talk about gear. Now, I'm a bit of a gearhead. I love looking at specs and all that kind of stuff. But this video has been prompted by a tweet from Sean Canon. He posted on Twitter last week, are you team Canon, Sony, Panasonic? And obviously everyone was jumping in the comments being like, yeah, team Canon, team Sony. And it just got me thinking about how hung up we get on gear and how frequently, number one, reviews are done like a couple of days into someone having a camera. Like, there's that race for the algorithm. You know, a brand new camera comes out, so everyone wants to be first to upload, they want to have the hot take, and they want to capitalize on the fact that everyone's going to be searching for this camera and trying to find out information about it, so they'll get right to the top. But the problem is, when you do that, is that you've not had any time to actually get to know the camera. You've not had any time to play around with it, to find out its quirks, find out cool little things it can do. I've been shooting on my A7 III for like 3-4 months now, and I'm still finding out new things that it can, you know, you can tweak certain things in settings that you might not even think to go digging around in, and, you know, start getting more out of it. You know, it's not the kind of thing that you just pick it up, turn it on, and yeah, obviously you can dial in some settings straight away. You can start playing around with your shutter speed and aperture and all the things to just get going. But there's always more that these cameras can offer, and so many of these reviews, they don't actually go into detail. And the other thing is, I know some people are really good for actually talking about how to use the camera. Like Matty Hippolia is a really good example of this. At the end of every single gear review he does, he tries to think of who would this be best suited for. And I think that's the key point in all gear reviews, is that there's no one camera that's the best camera for everything. You know, everything is better or worse at certain things. I've got my A7 III. Is it the best camera on the market? No. Is it even the best camera for that price point? Not necessarily, but it worked perfectly for me because I need a good hybrid shooter. I need to be able to do photos and I need to be able to do video. And that ticks all the boxes for me. Would I like it more if it did 10-bit or had a flip around screen? Yeah, obviously, but then you start getting into the wish list category, and there's not a single camera on the market that does everything everyone wants, which is why these discussions still occur, because what people are thinking is, how does my compromise weigh up against someone else's compromise? Like, what is a deal breaker for someone isn't necessarily a deal breaker for someone else. So that's why you get these conflicts. You know, someone's like, oh, I can't use that camera because it's not got 10-bit color, and someone else is like, well, I'm just gonna shoot and record and it's fine. You know, different things mean different things to people. Like, it doesn't all have the same weight of value. But I'm a firm believer in that there's the right tool for each job. The GH5, for example, people will swear by that camera, and you're gonna struggle to find a more equipped video camera for the same price point, which you can rig out for like documentary shooting and all this kind of stuff. But is it as cinematic as, you know, an A7S II or even the A7 III? Probably not. You know, you've got that difference in sensor size, and there's just that, you can just kind of play around with things a little bit better. So like, there's all these different things. There's no one camera that does it all, and it's funny to me that people get so hung up, so attached to a certain brand. And I understand, like, you've invested a lot of money into it. You've usually kind of tied yourself to an ecosystem with a collection of lenses and that kind of thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because you've got an emotional stake in it that your opinion is any more valid. Like, there's no point shouting at each other on the internet. Right, I'm gonna go get some coffee, because what's a YouTube video without a bit of coffee? Let's go get some tasty coffee and some tasty B-roll. That was delicious and productive, and it's a good day. I can see why my coffee is super popular on here, because there's something about being creative and going out and actually sitting in a coffee shop. Don't know if it's just being around other people or getting out of your house and being in a different environment that stimulates creativity, but it's definitely good. So yeah, I need to stop saying so yeah. Say that in all of my videos. Whenever I'm editing, the start of every sentence is a so yeah. So yeah, I'm sat in an awkward position talking to the camera, and rather than just having a conversation, I feel the need to jumpstart it with a so yeah. So no. Anyway, it's been a good day. It's been productive. Coffee was delicious, so was my sandwich, got some stuff done, and now I'm heading on for the rest of my day. This was the first Monday upload. Something nice about having a bit of free time over the weekend to grab some content. I'm also usually doing more over the weekend than I am in the week, because it's not quite as busy. I feel like this is going to be a good move. Let's hope you lot think the same. I'm not going to do the spiel at the end. In my last video, I mentioned how I don't think it actually encourages anyone to subscribe or do anything like that. I'm not sure putting that out actually makes a difference. I'll just have to think of a different catchy sign off. That can be a problem for another day. For now, I'll just say catch you in the next one. Bye.